English Podcast with Lara.
Hello, welcome to English Podcast with Lara. I'm Lara.
And I'm David. Really happy to be here with you all today.
David, I have to say, this week has been a lot.
A lot? Like a good a lot or a bad a lot?
Honestly, both.
That's the most relatable answer I've ever heard.
Right? I had this moment yesterday. I was at the coffee shop and the person at the counter asked me something and I blinked out completely.
Wait, what did they ask you?
They asked if I wanted my order for here or to go, and I just stood there.
No way.
I know. And the funny thing is, I knew the answer. I just froze up for a second.
That happens to me more than I want to admit.
And you know what? I think a lot of people listening right now have felt exactly that. That moment where you know what you want to say, but something just stops you.
It's such a strange feeling because the words are there somewhere, but they just don't come out.
And if that sounds familiar to you, honestly, you are in exactly the right place today.
And hey, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like.
It really does help us reach more learners just like you, and we are so glad you're here.
You know what's interesting, though? Because when I think about it, it's not really about not knowing the language.
Right, exactly. Like the words exist in your head.
They're all there. You've studied, you've watched videos, maybe you've even practiced at home.
And then the moment arrives, a real person, a real conversation, and suddenly everything just disappears.
And I think a big part of that is overthinking.
Say more about that, because I feel like people hear overthinking and they think it just means worrying too much.
Yeah, but it's more specific than that when it comes to language. It's like you're having a conversation, and at the same time, there's this other voice in your head checking every single word before it comes out.
Oh, that inner critic.
Exactly. That inner critic is basically running a grammar check on everything in real time.
Which is exhausting.
It really is. And on top of that, there's this fear of judgment. Like, what if I say something wrong and the other person thinks I sound silly?
And that fear makes you self-conscious, which makes the overthinking even worse.
It becomes this loop that's really hard to break out of.
I remember when I was learning, there was this moment in class where the teacher called on me and I just went completely silent. Not because I didn't know the answer, but because I was so scared of being wrong in front of everyone.
And honestly, I think so many of you watching have been in that exact moment. Has that ever happened to you? That moment where you knew the answer, but still went silent? Tell us in the comments below. We genuinely want to hear your story.
And the thing that makes it even harder is that a lot of learners think the solution is just studying more.
Oh, that's such a common trap.
Like, if I just learn more vocabulary, more grammar rules, then I'll finally feel ready to speak.
But that feeling of being ready never really comes, does it?
It doesn't, because the real issue isn't knowledge. It's perfectionism.
That word, perfectionism, I think it sounds positive on the surface. Like, oh, I just want to do it well.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so sneaky, because it disguises itself as a good thing.
But in reality, it's what holds you back from actually speaking.
You're waiting for the perfect sentence to form completely in your head before you open your mouth.
And while you're waiting, the moment passes.
Or someone else fills the silence and you just smile and nod.
The smile and nod. I know that move very well.
We all do. And the hard truth is, if you keep waiting for perfect, you will never speak up.
Because perfect doesn't exist in real conversation, even for native speakers.
Native speakers make mistakes. They pause, they restart sentences.
And honestly, the moment you accept that, something shifts. You kind of get out of your own way.
That's such a good way to put it. Getting out of your own way. Stopping the internal battle long enough to just let the words come.
And when that happens, even a simple sentence feels like a win.
So let's actually try something, because I think the best way to understand this is to feel it.
Oh, are we doing a role play?
We are doing a role play.
Okay, I'm ready.
So the situation is we're at a casual get-together, like a small party at a friend's place, and we've never met before.
And I'm playing someone who's a little nervous about speaking English.
Exactly. Just a regular learner at a social event. Okay, here we go. Hey, I don't think we've met. I'm David.
Hi, I'm Lara.
Nice to meet you, Lara. Is this your first time at one of these?
Yes, it is my first time.
Oh, nice. How do you know the host?
We work together, same office.
That's cool. Are you enjoying it so far?
Yes, I like it here. The music is good.
Right. Okay, stepping out of the scene for a second.
That felt so real, though.
Did you notice what Lara was doing there? Every single answer was short. Yes, it is my first time. We work together, same office.
And none of those sentences were complicated, but the conversation kept moving.
That's exactly the point. Short sentences keep the ball rolling. You don't need a perfect, long, complex answer.
Just enough to stay in the conversation, and that is genuinely good enough.
And the conversation doesn't have to be carried by you alone. That's the other thing.
Oh, that's such a relief to hear, actually.
Let's keep going with the scene because I want to show something really specific.
Okay, back into it.
So, do you come to this part of the city often?
Not really. I live far.
Oh yeah, I actually just moved to this neighborhood a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took some getting used to, but I love it now.
I know what you mean.
Have you ever thought about moving closer to the city center?
No way. It's too expensive.
Fair point. Okay, stepping out again.
So this time I wasn't really giving long answers either, but the conversation still felt natural.
Because you were using reaction words. Oh, really? I know what you mean. No way.
And those phrases are so small, but they do so much work.
They show the other person you're listening, you're engaged, you're present.
And they buy you a little time to think without creating an awkward silence.
Here's something to try. Notice how David said, I actually just moved here, and Lara responded with, oh, really? Instead of trying to form a big sentence.
And then I used do you as a follow-up, which pulled more from him naturally.
Those short response questions, do you, did you, have you, they're like little conversation extenders.
They keep things going without putting all the pressure on you.
And speaking of pressure, can we talk about something that I think quietly stops a lot of people from even trying?
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
I knew it.
Because I've met so many learners who actually know the right words. They know the reaction phrases, they have the short sentences ready, but then they hear themselves speak and they think, that doesn't sound right.
And that thought alone is enough to make them go silent again.
Exactly, and a big part of that comes from trying to pronounce every single word too perfectly, too clearly, too separately.
Which, ironically, makes it sound less natural.
Right, because in real spoken English, words blend together, they reduce, they change shape completely.
Take something as simple as do you. In slow, careful speech, it sounds like do you. But in natural conversation, it becomes ja.
Do you like it? Do you want some? Do you know what I mean?
And if you're trying to say each word separately, you already sound a little stiff before the sentence even finishes.
So the trick is to go with the flow of the language. Let the sounds connect naturally instead of fighting to keep them separate.
And a really good way to train that is shadowing. You listen to a natural sentence and you repeat it immediately, matching the rhythm, the speed, the feeling.
Let's do one right now. I'll say it, Lara repeats, and then you at home shadow along with her. Do you wanna grab a coffee sometime?
Do you want to grab a coffee sometime?
Your turn. Say it with her. Don't think, just go with the flow.
In that feeling of just going with it, not stopping to analyze, that's actually the whole secret to the third tool we wanted to share.
Ready phrases.
Ready phrases. Yes. So the idea is really simple. You take the situations in your life that repeat themselves.
Like ordering at a restaurant, introducing yourself, answering the phone,
asking for directions.
And for each of those situations, you prepare 2 or 3 phrases in advance. You don't improvise, you don't build from scratch in the moment. You already have something loaded and ready.
You already have something loaded and ready.
Exactly, like muscle memory. The phrase is already there, you just release it.
And this is where the practice modes come in, because having the phrase in your head is one thing, but your mouth needs to know it too.
So, one of the best things you can do is practice out loud when no one is around. Talk to yourself. Narrate what you're doing.
Which, by the way, is completely normal in English-speaking cultures. People talk to themselves all the time.
All the time. You'll hear someone in a supermarket going, "Now, where did I put that?" And nobody bats an eye.
Or stand in front of a mirror and have a little conversation with yourself. It feels silly at first.
It feels very silly.
But it works because you're building that connection between thinking and speaking in a safe mode.
And if you want something a little more social, but still low pressure, send a voice note to a friend you trust.
You can dip your toes in without jumping into the deep end. Start small, start safe, and build from there.
And honestly, fake it till you make it gets a bad reputation sometimes, but in language learning, it has real value.
As long as you're actually practicing and not just avoiding the real thing, acting confident while you build confidence genuinely works. I think what ties all of this together, though, is something bigger than any single tool.
The mindset.
The mindset completely, because you can have all the phrases, all the reaction words, all the shadowing practice in the world.
But if you're still waiting to be perfect before you speak, none of it lands.
And I think the shift happens when you genuinely start to believe that simple and spoken is better than perfect and silent.
That phrase really does hit differently when you sit with it.
Because silence doesn't teach you anything. Every imperfect sentence you actually say out loud moves you forward.
And the people around you, they're not grading you. They're just trying to connect.
Which is all conversation really is at its core.
I love that we got to talk about this today because I feel like it's something so many learners carry quietly, this feeling of being stuck inside their own heads.
And hopefully today felt like a little nudge to just open your mouth, even once, even imperfectly.
Especially imperfectly.
Especially imperfectly, yes.
Before we go, we really want to hear from you. What is one situation where you always go silent in English? Is it on the phone, at work, meeting someone new?
Drop it in the comments. Honestly, reading your answers is one of our favorite parts of doing this.
And if this episode gave you even one thing to try, please give it a like and share it with someone who needs that little push.
It really does mean the world to us.
We'll see you in the next one.